Welcome back to the roof here at Case Gym, where BU is currently leading Bucknell 33-24. My pleasure to be joined by BU Director of Athletics, Drew Marochello. Drew, how are you doing today?
Great. Good to be with you.
Absolutely. So let's start right here, and let's talk about this women's basketball team. Talk to me a little bit about how you think this season has gone, and for Coach Melissa Graves in her first season with BU.
Well, I think I have a little bit of breaking news about Melissa. She did have the baby this morning or this afternoon.
Awesome.
So I don't know if you broadcast that yet or if you knew that yet, but I just learned of it. I know that she's been anxious to have it. So good for her. Congratulations. And she's done a wonderful job. And when you're an assistant coach, and she was an accomplished assistant coach at a couple of different places, it's still different when you move over one chair or two chairs, however many that may be. It's a different world. It's a different landscape when you're the head coach. And the learning curve, I've said for years, the learning curve is really steep. She's done a wonderful job navigating being a head coach. I think she's navigated through some difficult situations as we're still in the middle of a pandemic. And, I think people assume when you assume the role when the program is going well, when things are going well within the program, that it's an easy transition. And that's not the case. Sometimes it's easier to take over a program that's kind of a disaster. And ours is anything but that. Marissa Mosley did a wonderful job building us up, taking us to the championship game of the Patriot League last year. And Melissa has come in, and from the very first meeting she had with the team, it became her team. And I think that her personality shows. I don't think people get too high or too low, but she certainly has acted more like a veteran coach than a rookie coach. So I'm really pleased with her first year.
And absolutely, it's led to a great start to the season in the Patriot League. No doubt about that. Let's talk a little bit of BU hockey now. So obviously, a couple of weeks ago at the Garden, 31st Beanpot title. Tell me what the feeling was like here at BU Athletics and on campus, bringing that trophy back for the first time in 7 years.
So it had been a long time. It was quite a drought. And I guess the best thing I can say, it was an electric atmosphere. The crowd was just into it from the opening puck drop, and that was for both weekends or for both Mondays. But winning that was real special, and I think our team needed to win it. I think that it was good for our coach, but I think it was great for the whole university. There was just a celebratory feel. Again, first time in 7 years. I hadn't even thought about that. I didn't want to think about that, and then it occurred to me that we hadn't won it since the year that we went to the Frozen Four. But it was a great game. Two wonderful hockey teams, and the Beanpot was everything that has always been advertised about the Beanpot. The Boston tradition, the crowd into it, the student sections were wonderful. And again, it was a tough ticket. It was a sold out event, and it was just wonderful. And I'm not just saying that because we won, but I'm a lot happier because we won.
Absolutely. And for both the men's team and women's team, a lot of Terrier representation at the Winter Olympics in Beijing. What was that like seeing 6 different BU players playing ice hockey in Beijing?
Yeah, it was tremendous seeing our alums and our current players. Drew Comesso, obviously starting goalie on the men's team, and Jesse Comfer. And then you see Marie Philippe, who really is first name basis for everybody across the world who knows anything about hockey, and it seems like it's a regular occurrence for her just to win gold. And Jesse Comfer taking home silver medal. But to see all of our alums, including David and Brandon Warsowski and Yip, and then the coaching staff, David Quinn and Scott Young, it's tremendous to see the Terriers represented on a national stage, international stage.
And absolutely, now that everybody's back home, Hockey East playoffs coming up for both teams. What's the vibe like right now for those squads?
I know the women are playing in a little bit. The women have beaten everybody in Hockey East, so there's a chance to advance if they play their best hockey. Their good is really good. And at the men's level, Hockey East is always such a jumble, as is the Patriot League in different sports. But Hockey East, especially on the men's side, you probably have 8 or 9 teams that can win it, that can advance. So it's a fun time of year, and we're playing good hockey right now.
And lastly, spring sports coming up, men's and women's lacrosse, softball, and so much more. How excited are you to kick off those seasons?
It's great. Those teams are in full swing. Both men's and women's lacrosse playing right now. I know men, when I came inside, they were up big against UMass. Played in the middle of a snow squall last week, which was an unbelievable optical sight. And our softball team fresh off a couple of big wins, especially against a nationally ranked number 13 Georgia.
Absolutely. Huge games for them. And yeah, that snow squall for the men's lacrosse game. I mean, I wasn't there, but just seeing the video of it, that was quite the sight.
Hearing the video, I was with our men's basketball team, and I had the video on. I thought something was wrong with my screen, but hearing them broadcast throughout, it was really neat.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Drew, thank you so much for your time here this afternoon. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes here for the second half of Bucknell BU women's basketball here at the Roof.